How soon in the build-up to the match did you find out that there would be this change of goalkeeper, that Aaron wasn't playing and that Michael was coming in?
Probably just on the way down when Aaron didn't get on the bus. We left on the day of the game to prepare and Aaron wasn't there. But I think the boys who are close to Aaron kind of knew that the situation was going to escalate quite quickly, and I think that you boys know more than me. The news escalates quite quickly and people start getting the grips of things, and everybody's a reporter these days, so if he was on the train down, I'm sure it would have got tweeted that he was on the train to London, and we kind of figured ourselves out that we would know then. But Michael was very prepared for the game, and that's the end of that, really.
You were talking then about perhaps being a bit too calm. And I'm not going to hark on about the match through the night too much, because there's all sorts of other things to get into. In the fact that it was noticeable, one or two noticed that there wasn't a great deal of shouting going on. Like, having watched a lot of Sheffield United over the years, somebody, if things aren't going well, is saying something to somebody about geeing one another up or along. Is that sort of fair comment?
Yeah, I think it is. I think as you're starting to, the way that we're playing out from the back, you start to figure out in your head of what's the next situation, or like a snooker player, where's the next ball going to be after this ball bounces and things like that. And I think the boys are getting used to that first of all. But everybody cares. Everybody was hurting so much after the game, and there was so much disappointment, and everybody felt embarrassed as a player that we walked off the pitch getting beat 4-0, and it was a very sad day for Sheffield United and the fans and the players. So we weren't too happy with ourselves, but everybody caring. But there will be some shouting, I'm sure, come tomorrow. Obviously we'll have our fans backing us, hopefully, and we get a result.
This is going to sound like it's intended to be extreme. It really isn't, because there's only been 3 games, and one of them was against a playoff team, the other one was against West Brom, who you were playing last season, etc. You're getting used to new things, so I'm sure you'd agree quite an element of patience is required.
Yeah, I think patience, and especially with the way that we're going to be playing, but also we want excitement as well, and we want to be breaking the lines and creating chances, because that's what Sheffield United are used to, and that's what the manager doesn't want to change. He wants us to be like we were and be like we are as players. He doesn't want to change any of that, but he also wants to stick his side of his coaching abilities in there as well, which is playing out from the back, breaking the lines, and creating opportunities too. And you've seen that throughout the time, and I'm sure the Blades fans have seen what he's like as a manager as well. So we can't wait to produce that on the football pitch, but it's down to us as individual players to perform and give him what he wants and give the fans what they want as well.
It's not the derby, of course, but it is a Yorkshire derby. If anything could get the fires burning, it is something like that.
Definitely, and I think that's why there's albeit coming off a 4-0 defeat against West Brom, it's something to put right. There's an attitude about the place today. There's an eagerness to get out there. If the game could happen now, I'm sure the boys would be lined up in the tunnel ready to go, because there is a lot of eagerness. There's things to put right, and there's an attitude there that we want to do, and there's a big stage at Bramall Lane to produce as well. It's going to be packed house. I can't wait to be back there. I think I've not seen a fan there for about the game the other day when I wasn't involved, so I'm really excited myself to get back playing in front of the fans.
And just finally then, because I remember you and I having a conversation in a pre-season friendly at Chesterfield, where you were talking about the idea that, look, it's self-policing, and there's you and there's Sharp and one or two others that have been around. So how much of that comes from guys like you and Billy and Ollie Norwood to keep everybody else on it? Yeah,
definitely. I think the other night was the first time in a long time that the lads have had a go at each other, had a bite at each other, talked about situations that we're in as well. So there was a big bit of aggression there, but today we've gone in, we've had a chat amongst ourselves as well to produce on the big stage tomorrow, and hopefully we can do that and not be walking away ashamed of our performances, and with self-belief as well. It needs to still be there.